Hello, my name is Russell Flores, and I'm the designer of the board game called Tally Ho. And today I'm going to do a quick overview and describe the core mechanics of Tally Ho. So Tally Ho is inspired by a real historical ship called Tally Ho that was built between 1909 and 1910. I got inspired to design this board game based on Tally Ho after watching Tally Ho be rebuilt by the Samson Boat Company. Leo, I've watched almost all his videos, and you can find his channel on YouTube as they went through and rebuilt the boat. So the board game is based on that exact boat, but back in the historical setting of 1909 in Shoreham by Sea, which is in England. And so this is going to be a European-based board game. Worker placement, and so we'll go through the different worker spots, but you're gathering resources, you're acquiring new tools, upgraded tools. With those upgraded tools, you're converting raw materials into finished material. As you upgrade your tools, it allows you to process more of that raw material into finished material. And also, there's a quality check, and this is the key core mechanic that makes this game a little different. There's a quality check that happens at each of those steps. If you're assembling the ship, which is on the ship completion track here, think Lost Ruins of Arnak. You're making it up that temple track in Arnak. This one's the ship completion track. And to complete your ship, and all players are trying to complete their ship first, and at the end, you go around and count the score of who built the most quality ship, because there's different items as you go up the ship completion track that you can choose trade-offs, if you will. Going back to the tools, that quick quality check, you do not want to get a 1. And anything a 2 to a 5 is a normal processing, and then 6 and above is exceptional quality, which you get some additional rewards. So that gathering those tools, upgrading your tools, they're worth victory points at the end of the game, but also it helps you build a ship faster with a more quality components. And so that's one of the key components of this game, is getting those tools. And so there's 4 different dice. All your starting tools are going to be 4-sided dice tools, and so you have a 75% chance of success and a 25% chance of failing, that having bad quality. As you move up to the tier 2 level tools, or tier 1, excuse me, you have a 6-sided dice, and then this one brings in that 6, which gives you that exceptional quality, which gives you different rewards based on what you're actually doing with that tool. 8, and then 10-sided dice. So as you go through the game, you upgrade those tools. Your tools are actually making you more efficient as you're progressing. So there's a race for the tool market at the bottom. I'm going to quickly go over the different worker placement options. And so first one, we're going to go to the sawmill. This is where you gather your raw wood. This is supply and demand. And so there is a limited number of wood at the sawmill, and every round it only replenishes based on the replenishment rate. And so if this starts running low, it becomes more valuable for the table. Same thing for the metal depot. That's where you get your raw metal. Metal foundry is how you convert your raw metal into finished metal, again using your tools that you buy at the market down below. Here's personal player mats. That's where your starting tools, there's 4 types of starting tools. That's where you buy new tools, you're placing them over top of the current tool you have of that type, and then you get an upgrade reward for covering up a card and upgrading it. And this is supposed to mimic, like, you're recycling your tools, you're taking apart an old tool to get its raw materials out of it, or you're selling a tool to get some cash back. Wood workshop, same thing. You're using your tools to convert raw wood into finished wood. You have building upgrade, and so like I mentioned, the sawmill and the metal depot, supply and demand. When you go there, you only get 1 piece of wood, it replenishes 1 per round. That starts dwindling as players are all seeking to go after those worker placement options. The building upgrade allows those metal depot and sawmill to be upgraded, and so next time a player goes, it can get 2 woods from there and replenishes 2 per round, and you can go up to 3 and so forth. And that's as those things happen, it's bringing that supply and demand. When is the right time to upgrade that? When do I need it? When do I want my opponent to only get 1 and I want to upgrade it so I can use it and get 2 the next round? The shipyard, this is where you go and use your tools to assemble, using your assembly tool up the ship completion track. You have the shipyard jobs, which is supposed to mimic random jobs around the shipyard to earn you funds and gold, so you then can use it to upgrade the buildings or buy more tools in the tool market to make you more effective. And then lastly, you can go to the tool market itself. Each worker spot has a worker limit of 1 for in normal cases with their shipwright, which is your small worker. But every player has a jumbo worker, which is the shipwright, and shipwrights ignore worker placement limits. And so a shipwright can go in any place no matter who's there. And so there's different advantages of playing your journeyman or your apprentice first, and then going back with your shipwright that can go anywhere it wants. All right, I'm going to do a zoomed in functionality of the player boards. And so here's a look at the player boards. Player boards have storage, so you can put storage of all your different material. And so again, you have spots for raw, spots for finished. There's 4 types of tools. There's an assembly tool, which you're starting with the joiner's mallet. Again, it rolls a 4-sided dice. When you use that at the shipyard to assemble your tools or your ship. Blacksmithing hammer, which again is your metalworking tool. You have your handsaw, which is your woodworking tool you start with. Again, 4-sided dice. And then this is the combination tool that can be used for the wood or metal. You're starting with a broken hand rasp. A hand rasp would be used for both metal and wood. It is broken, so it's using as a placeholder. But as you can see in the market, starting out, there's an auger, which is a tier 3 8-sided dice. It can process wood or metal, and it can do so by doing 3 units. So it can process 3 raw wood into 3 finished wood, if it will, or same thing for metal. Each card, you can see the cost. That's what it costs when you buy it from the market. And then upgrade, and this is like I mentioned, as you cover up this card, as you buy another card from the market to place on top of this, you're turning this auger and recycling it, and you're getting 3 raw metal. I hope you enjoyed my quick overview of Tally Ho. This is a fun Euro-based worker placement game that's easy to teach. It teaches the core tactical worker placement that is in this game. As well, if you enjoy a game where you're acquiring tools and you acquire those items that are making you more efficient and you're building that engine, and so later in the game you're able to process those goods more efficiently and do more per turn, then this is a game for you. It's, again, easy to teach, easy to learn, a lot of fun. It's replayable with the amount of tools that you have in the game, and the player mats, and there's just different strategies you can go with in this game on where to focus your efficiencies as you move up that ship completion track. Thank you.